lovedreamingpeach.com.
Auto-generated captions have typos, and I'm going to sleep now, so I'm not going to fix it.
I think I look as tired as I am. It's 1:42 a.m. It's Saturday, October 26, 2024. And I gotta go to sleep. I made a video reacting to the Sarah Boone verdict being read out on Emily D. Baker's page. And I have like a longer video to put together, and I thought it was done, but it's not done. But anyway, I just wanted to have a little reaction before I go off to sleep. And, I have to say, like, when I very first heard about it, my first reaction was, I don't even want to watch about this trial because this lady is so creepy. She gives me this super creepy vibes. Like, who would do that? Who would lock their boyfriend in a suitcase and let them die? That's super creepy, okay? But throughout the trial, there were so many things that came out. Maybe I'll do a video about it tomorrow because I'm so tired. I don't think I could actually give it justice, but essentially, let me see if I could say it like the TLDR. Sarah Boone, the blue-eyed white devil, the blue-eyed white dragon, that is who she truly is. Today I learned that George Torres' oldest daughter, I think her name was Victoria, she said that nickname, that came out of Sarah Boone's little mind. Something like that, she said. But as far as they didn't like her, that was true. But she didn't like them either. So Sarah Boone is, I believe she has narcissistic personality disorder or something like it, borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder. She's probably bipolar. She might be some other kind of things. She was married to her husband, Brian. They had a kid, and then they got divorced. And I still never went back and thoroughly watched Brian's testimony, but I do know that he said that she was the aggressor and that she physically abused him. They were supposed to have split custody with her having the kid, 1 week, him having the kid another week, and it turned out she picked him up Mondays and Tuesdays, like she had him 1 or 2 days a week, and even on those days, Brian had to call her incessantly because number one, she wouldn't pick up, and number one, because she often would forget. She'd be too drunk, she wouldn't show up, and he'd end up having to go. So he would just call her to make sure, to confirm, to remind her, and she would ignore him. So he'd have to call, so she created the situation where he couldn't just trust that she'd go take care of the kid, because she wouldn't just go take care of the kid a lot of the time. And of course that was super toxic. Okay, so then at some point, she's still with him, and she talks about she meets George at a bar across the street, but then she tells this horrific lie, Amber Heard level lie, about their first date, which was just totally off the wall, not even believable. Just like a violent story that didn't even make sense. And so the evidence that was shown at the trial, it showed an extremely abusive woman, verbally abusive, emotionally, mentally, physically abusive, financially abusive. She was in control of everything. So she got a large lump sum settlement from the divorce, plus $1,000 a month plus $100 a month. So like $1,000 a month for alimony. I don't know exactly how the townhouse was like hers, if she had a mortgage, I don't know, but at some point George was on the lease and then he was supposed to be working. Like, she basically just wanted a free ride from everyone. And she definitely has delusions of grandeur. And she has this sense of entitlement. I will say honestly, just shocking. Cruel and unusual, like the way she killed George. Oh, I really was wanting to talk about how, like, I'm starting to fall asleep. At the end of it, she was like smiling. And in the middle of it, she was smiling. She's so weird. She's so creepy. She's so something super, super wrong. You know, like there was the cop that she was trying to hug. She's like, "Can I get a hug?" And he was like, "No." And she goes in to hug him anyway. And on the body cam, and you see him like, "No, ma'am," you know. And then she comes back at him and tries to pull him in. It's like, do you not know you're being recorded? Gross. He's a cop. What are you doing? Then she's like screaming, "I love you!" Another cop comes and he's like, "Come on, let's go talk. Let's go write this report." And she's like, "Whoa, I did it, I knew it. He never thought I would do it." Like, how? Oh my God! Like, how is this real? How is this actually real? The video of him reciting all the wonderful things about her, that she was feeding him, and then her chiming in with the, you know, and her especially about like they're not violent, and he's like, you know, and she's a wonderful woman or something, and she's like, an angel. I'm like, oh my God, an angel of evil. But then she couldn't stop smiling. You know, she also did this weird, like, constantly, and it's almost like you can see her actually, like, wistfully thinking of all the things that she maybe wishes she could have done. I bet you she wasn't wistfully thinking about how, oh, if only I hadn't killed him, none of this would have been happening. She was probably thinking about all the things she wished she could have done, should have done instead, you know, to get away with it. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else ends up dead around her. But, you know, hey, I thought that Casey Anthony was definitely going to be a danger to society, and so far, I think she's just gotten into minor little things. And, you know, OJ is dead now. He did become a danger to society. He did spend some time in jail for, well, I think he was trying to steal back his own shit or something. But anyway, Sarah Boone, oh God, watching those videos, it was so heartbreaking to see the man that she was claiming was this monster, this violent monster that she zipped into a suitcase and didn't let him out because she was so terrified of what he would do. And then you saw videos, and she would set him up. She would get a no contact order against him, and then hold his personal stuff, his license, his birth certificate, his ID that he needed desperately, and then try to use that as a ploy to get him. She would just outright say, "Well, if you come over, I'll give you your stuff." Then he wouldn't come over. Then she ripped it and took a picture of it and sent it to him and said, "Look at what you made me do." Then he would finally come over, and she would call the cops and scream and say that he beat her. I'm so glad that she's in jail, and it's going to be for life. I have little doubt. Well, we'll see. We'll find